I am this close to canceling my Prime Video subscription because the ads on that site are just insane. It should be illegal to render that many ads while watching a movie on Prime Video. The other day I was watching a 40-minute video on there, and I literally got an advertisement like every 5 to 10 minutes, and it was ridiculous. Just as I'm sitting down to watch,
and you can't skip it.
I say, okay, fine, I can't skip this. I'm going to take a toilet break. I go take the toilet break. I come back. Just as I return, I see another advertisement. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on here, right? It's insane. I am sick and tired of the ads, so I am all for what you said, Dami. In my opinion, if they go that route, I am definitely not getting.
Hello world, welcome to another episode of Tech Talk, your podcast of tech talk
for everyday people.
We are back, and this time we are not in the studio, as you can see, but we're still your favorite tech host. I am Dami.
And I'm Iano.
And this week we have quite a number of interesting news to get right into. We are going to be running you through some of the big gist in the global tech scene. We've been on the lookout and listening just so we can update you on everything happening within the tech world. Starting off with the very first thing. Have you ever been in a position where you want to buy a pair of earphones and you want to buy a laptop, and you're just considering like, which one do I need more? Because Apple has done literally the funniest thing in the tech scene. Like, nobody saw this coming at all. Literally putting users in a position where you have a laptop now that costs the same price, literally just barely the same price as the Apple AirPod Max.
Yeah. And basically this is a MacBook Neo, and Apple announced it just recently, to be honest, and it's about $599 and $499 for students, right?
Yes.
So if you're not a student, you get it for $599. If you are a student, you get it for $499. Number one, I like to say that I feel like this is the most on-Apple move that we could expect. Like, I never anticipated that Apple would bring out a laptop that's this much value for money, right? MacBooks have always been branded as premium laptops, right? The best of the best, high end. Like, you want your laptop looking sleek, you want your laptop to have high end performance, and you don't mind spending some extra bucks for the price, for the value you're gonna get. You go for a MacBook, right? But yeah, now that they've introduced this at a much more appealing price point, particularly to younger people and people that are just upcoming and might not have like some pools of disposable income, I think it's like a really good step for Apple, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, like Yana said, a move that we did not expect, because Apple has always sort of like portrayed themselves as this big brand, which is like luxury, side-eyeing the Windows users, because every time everybody like wants to go work in a cafe or something, they pull out their MacBook and it's just like, oh my God, who's this cool person with their AirPods on? And it's like they're just like untouchable with what they are doing. But right now, the fact that they're trying to like make their products accessible is one that I find quite interesting. But the question that I have at the back of my mind is, what is the difference between getting an iPad, because we have iPads as another like low entry device, which Apple obviously wants people to like start getting. And I feel like that was initially the option that students had. Now that there's this MacBook Neo, what is Apple up to? That is what I actually need to understand. The price point is very sweet. It's just like £100 or $100 more than an iPhone, the AirPod Max, but that's like super cheap compared to like an iPad. It's just like they're giving so many options to users. Literally, it's like if you want a particular device, you have multiple options now.
Yeah.
And I love that for us. Like, the inclusion is very surprising, I'm not gonna lie. Now we have this like cheap laptop, but it's also like super quality. And Apple is currently celebrating their 50 years anniversary this period. Woohoo!
Okay, nice,
I mean, they've been existing for that long. And the CEO, Tim Cook, I mean, he hasn't been sharing much posts because is like traveling right now to facilitate the anniversary celebration, which is being done across countries of the world. But he
Okay.
did take time out to come and tweet and say that the MacBook Neo has been selling so well. Like literally, is saying that they've recorded a record breaking release for the MacBook options that just went out. I mean, it didn't say how much in typical cryptic Apple way, but it seems like a good measure for the celebration that they are currently like having with their anniversary. Do you think that this launch was targeted just for the anniversary? Because I feel like the timing is just
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like so strategic.
I think maybe there were some marketing discussions around that, just
Yeah.
around obviously it's like a great product. What better way to celebrate your anniversary than to just launch a great product kind of like along with that, right? And to have a lot of good news going around in the press about one of the products you've
Yeah.
launched. I mean, Apple being a company that prides itself in innovation and about how it's really focused on customers and helping customers and meeting the customers, right? It makes total sense that they want to launch it, make like a really big release like this, right? I'd say about the question that you asked prior, or rather about the kind of like comparison you drew between the iPad
iPad.
and the MacBook Neo. Very interesting comparison. I'd say, yeah, Apple promised that the iPad would be our laptop replacement. And frankly speaking, the reason they've released the MacBook Neo, in my opinion, is because that promise was never delivered, right?
Yeah.
Because to be honest, consumers, in terms of what consumers want, I'd see that there is actually a need for this kind of lower priced laptop that specifically runs Mac OS. It has always
Yeah.
been a need that has existed, right? Everybody has wanted to have like a lighter, more portable laptop, maybe something like not necessarily as powerful as the top of the line MacBook Pros, right? But still could get the job done. And people like me have been shouting, clamoring for Apple to release just that. And when Apple announced they were really focusing on making the iPads like laptop replacements, my hope personally was that we'd get to the point where the iPad would actually have macOS. I have been, if anyone who knows me and has talked to me about the iPad
If you want
would have
in
heard me
macOS.
screaming about macOS and iPad, because
Yeah.
frankly speaking, that's all that's remaining for it to become a proper laptop replacement, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
But since that has not happened yet, now the MacBook Neo has been released. And we can see that a lot of the consumers who have actually been waiting for this kind of product are rushing to get it. So it makes complete sense to me, right? That being said, I still think that the next sensible move for Apple would be to release an iPad with macOS on it. I feel like that's what's missing. I
But,
feel like, go on.
well, that's literally what the Mac Neo is.
But then the
I mean,
Mac Neo is not
size
touchscreen.
wise, yeah, even with
It's
the
not touchscreen,
size.
right? For example, and then besides that, portability, right? You have your iPad, you can still take it off if it's, I mean, you can mount it on the keyboard if you want. If you
Yeah,
want to use it
true.
without the keyboard, you can just carry it by hand, carry it with you wherever, right? So there's still the portability aspect.
I definitely agree with that. Portability is like key, especially for someone like me. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be getting the Mac Neo primarily because I have like an iPad. I'm not a big sucker for wanting the Mac OS on my iPad. The only reason why I have an iPad is because sometimes I need to like get some work done and I don't necessarily want to like carry my laptop with me when I am on the move. So my iPad suffices like in that case. But now that I think about it, the MacBook Neo might be useful. Well, I'm not picky about it. Literally, I'm not. As long as the portability is there between the either device, I'm fine. I think that's pretty much why I'm still going to like stick to my iPad. It just feels like it's better to carry when you are on the move. But big props to the MacBook Neo. This low price is good, and the fact that it comes in two configurations. You can get either the 256 gig model, or there's also like a 512 gig model in typical Apple style. And the 512 gig model actually has like a Touch ID fingerprint sensor, which is quite interesting because what do you mean the 256 gig has like that difference? And in typical Apple style, you also have like a variant of colors you can choose from. There's blush, there's citrus, there's indigo, and there's my personal favorite, silver, to pick from if you ever want to like make the switch. Because even quite a number of Windows users are like buying the MacBook now because of the low price. That would be something that would be quite interesting to see. If you've tried the MacBook Neo or you're making like the decision to switch, do let us know. We're more than happy to like hear. Really want to know if people are actually using this, because if Tim Cook is saying that the product has recorded a lot of success, I personally want to talk to the people that are using the MacBook Neo and get their idea on why it works for them.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next piece of news, ChatGPT has added on new things again. I think every time we speak about OpenAI or ChatGPT specifically, it's always like there's something else that has been added on. The last time we spoke about ChatGPT Elt, and now ChatGPT is integrating with Shazam.
Yeah. Basically, every week there's something new. And I love them for that. But at the same time, I'm like, it can get so tedious for people to keep up to all these things that are happening. But anyway, that's why we are here. And we are excited to always bring our viewers like the news, latest topics and stuff like that. So in terms of this Shazam integration, I mean, it's as it sounds now on ChatGPT, you're going to be able to use it to identify different songs, which Shazam, right? I think it's nice to have. I'd say, well, if I'm using like an iPhone, for example, there's already been like a Shazam integration on iOS for a while now. Like I could always like use my iPhone directly to Shazam a song and get like information about the song. So just from a usability point of view, I'm curious to see how many people actually use this feature at the end of the day, because option A, as a user, which would be easier for me to do, just
pressing the button
pick up my iPhone,
on
pick up my iPhone, slide down on the, what do you call that? I think the control panel or something like that. What's it called on the iPhone? Right, slide down on it, then click Shazam a song, I get the song. Or take that one extra step of opening ChatGPT to Shazam a song. I think that I would prefer to just do it directly, natively on my iPhone. But well, we'll see what other people feel about that.
I definitely agree with what you're saying, because that was like one of the things that crossed my mind as well when I saw that integration, because there has been no point in time that I'm listening to a song and the first thing that comes to my mind is like going to ask ChatGPT what song is playing. Like there is no way that is even like a use case that works for me. What I do is just like bring out my phone, click down the control panel, like you said, and click on the Shazam icon to actually pick up the song that I'm listening to. It just feels like it's faster. I don't know, maybe for people that use ChatGPT in that way, it could be more functional for them, but I just don't see a use case where I'm writing a prompt that has like Shazam, which is what this integration is supposed to like function by. So it listens to the audio that you are asking it about, then it provides the song title, the artist, the album artwork, which I find like quite interesting, but I'm just like you don't need to download the Shazam app. Okay, fine, that makes sense, but what are we doing here? Like what are we actually doing here?
I'd say, in my opinion, the way I see this Shazam integration, frankly speaking, besides, well, giving additional value for customers and users, right, I also see it as a good source of data, additional sort of data for OpenAI and ChatGPT, right? I mean, if users Shazam music, you have an insight into what kind of music is playing around the world globally. Maybe you can extrapolate some data about what the most popular songs are, e.g., like let's say in a particular region, 90% of your users who use ChatGPT in like England have Shazam the specific song within a specific week, you can extrapolate that, oh, that's very popular, maybe, right? And you can use that data for some other stuff down the line. Maybe someday they want to get into the music game, recommending music. Let's say you can ask ChatGPT like every day, like recommend like a new song or something like that to give that. And over time, Shazamming music will help ChatGPT understand your music taste. That's how I see this playing out down the line, right? As an additional data point for ChatGPT, not exactly as, can I say, the full like end product itself.
Yeah. Or just like a one-off thing. I think that makes sense. Like explaining it the way you've done, because this is not the first music integration that OpenAI is actually doing. There is also like a ChatGPT, Spotify integration, which actually allows like free and premium users to link their account. But for the Spotify integration with ChatGPT, what it primarily focuses on is like you get personalized music and podcast recommendation like directly in the chat. So if this Shazam one also like goes that route, definitely see how it can be valuable in that case. But if it's just like a one-off thing, I don't think it's a use case that's like strong enough. If the data is being collated over time and recommendation is like being made to the user, sort of like, oh, you listened to Harry Styles this week, based on what we can see that you Shazam. These are some other artists that have like similar sounds to Harry Styles that you can actually listen to. I think that would be like very functional. In that case.
Exactly. Because alternatively, the product is kind of boring, frankly speaking, in my opinion. Because I don't mean Shazam is boring, right? I mean, when I hear about new launches like this, I ask myself, what is
they adding?
What is the value add, right? I can already Shazam songs, great. Now we have a new effectively a new form factor, right? Where like AI chats, like, okay, now how are we going to take this concept of Shazamming music and make it more interesting, right? If you're saying that, oh, you Shazam a song and then ChatGPT tells you what is playing, that's really boring in my opinion. There's so much more you can do with it. And ChatGPT has a partnership, OpenAI rather, I think they have a partnership with Spotify where people can connect their Spotify accounts to their ChatGPT or something like that. So let's say, how do you like make the Shazam integration work with that Spotify integration in a way? Because if a user has already connected a Spotify account to ChatGPT, right, you theoretically, depends on what APIs they have working behind the scenes anyway, but theoretically, right, if they have some API endpoint or some mechanism where they can actually get insights from Spotify about the kind of music you like, how can they combine that with what you're listening to on Shazam and can like recommend and do something more interesting and more fun, right? It's always like, for me, it's always about, okay, what's the direction, like what is the plus one, right? What is the plus one? Like what are you adding to the product? I hope they make something more interesting.
I definitely agree. Yeah. From a product design point of view too, I feel like at the core of it, users want to be engaged. There has to be a reason why they keep coming back to use that feature. And engagement is one thing that is like super important whenever you're deciding to like add on a feature, because there's always like a one-time element of, oh, this is fun. But over time, do people actually come back to like keep using it over and over and over again? That's where the actual fun element, like you said, comes into play. So I hope the integration is like more robust. There's so much more that can be done with Apple Music, Spotify, maybe even YouTube Music, with this ChatGPT setup. But definitely seeing how recommendations can come into play. That would be something that would be nice to have.
You know, an interesting product that just came into my mind, right? Like an interesting direction for this.
Don't say Spotify Wrapped.
Not Spotify Wrapped, right?
These are the number of songs that you exam this year.
Definitely not Spotify Wrapped. It's more like a kind of like a house party DJ or MC, like games master kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Like, let's say you have like a group of 10 friends in the house. You turn on ChatGPT, right? It listens to the music that is playing, what's going on, like what's the vibe and stuff like that.
And ChatGPT DJs for you.
ChatGPT could DJ for you, right? But then besides that, even when it comes to games, right, you play a song, or ChatGPT hears songs that are playing in the background, and then
Yeah.
could have like a trivia game, right? Where it asks you fun questions about the kind of music you've been playing over the course of the party, or ask you questions about the artist, and then people in the house party take turns like answering. ChatGPT keeps track of the
Yeah.
different scores of different people, and then pretty much gives you like who wins, right, at the end of the day. So that's like an interesting way that this could go. And there are so many more interesting ways. So many more interesting ways I can think of this going. So yeah, I hope they're gonna have some really interesting products coming out down the
Yeah.
line that kind of like refine this idea of Shazamin music.
I definitely agree. I mean, this is why Yanu is the ideas person. If we have to give $1 for every good idea that Yano has shared, and I mean, when we had Okwe in the studio as well,
Yeah.
all these free ideas. If the product managers from these companies are watching, please give us our credits. We don't be sharing these ideas for nothing. Okay, please,
I'd rather take some royalties, please and thank you.
please, and thank you. If you want to get
Yeah.
paid in royalty. Talking about physical products, this company is making the hard fight to make a comeback in the device sector. And it is so interesting to see because they gave it a shot 11 years ago. It didn't work, but now they're trying to like develop another smartphone. And I'm just like, what is Amazon doing? What's going on? I thought they were focusing on AI. Why are we back to making physical products? What's going on with this smartphone?
I mean, I have the same question that you have, Dami. What exactly is going on? Because, like, again, tying back to the topic of like, what's the value add here?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, a new smartphone from Amazon. What is the value add? We already have Samsung smartphones, great phones, by the way.
Yeah.
We have still on the Android end, we have smartphones from Google, really killer phones, great phones as well. If you want to be on the iOS side of things, you already have your Apple iPhones. We have like, I mean, the phone market is so saturated, and I feel like we've got to the point where majority of people that use smartphones already know what they like, right? Like people that use, what are the chances of a person that has been using an iPhone for the past 10 years
Making a switch
switching
to Amazon?
switching to a new phone? Very unlikely, right? Same thing, what are the chances of a person that has been using a Samsung Galaxy for the past 10 years switching to an Amazon smartphone? Very unlikely as well. So how do you get these people to switch? You need to have like something compelling, like a compelling product, right? And that's still something that I am trying to figure out here. What direction is Amazon going to take this from, right?
I mean, it's quite interesting that you asked because they have like a whole division. This is it's so like funny because I mean they did the layoffs recently for some of the units within the company. Now you have like a new division called the devices and services division, and what they will primarily be working on is like personalizing features that makes it easy to use like this Amazon suite. So what Amazon is trying to give us is pretty much a device that has all the Amazon suite of apps on it. Amazon Shopping, Prime Video, Prime Music, at least according to what Bruta has reported. So it's just like, I don't get it. These are apps that I could download on my iPhone if I wanted to, or like I could download on my Samsung, my Pixel if I wanted to. Why would I buy a phone primarily to use like the Amazon apps? I feel like the only motivation or like what would be the strong case here would be if the price is just like ridiculously low, because there's no reason for me to like do that. Even if it's a fantastic camera, Apple already gives me like good camera anyway. If it's phone storage, Apple has that. Battery life, Apple has it as well. So what exactly is it? And it's like, oh yeah, even if they're putting like Alexa, like the home assistant, which is like Amazon's artificial intelligence system on the device, I can use Alexa elsewhere. So it's quite interesting, really. I personally feel they might be setting themselves up for failure again, because this is going to be like their second attempt at developing like a smartphone. After the Fire phone, this one is being codenamed Transformer. I don't know what that even means, because imagine like, oh, you're taking a picture with your phone. I'm like, oh, you know what's that phone? And like, I am taking a picture with my Transformer phone.
So So just Dami, when I think about this, right? First things first, I love my Amazon Prime deliveries. I don't think
Yeah.
I love it that much to get an Amazon smartphone, number one, right? You mentioned that they're going to have a bunch of, well, a suite of apps, products inside the phone. Okay, nice.
Nice.
I can download those apps
Literally.
separately. Obviously there'll be some sort, if they're going to go that direction, there'll be some sort of deep integrations with their Amazon Prime Video, Amazon, let's say Alexa, like you've already said. Okay, fine and dandy. Deeper integrations, theoretically they'd work with each other better.
Yeah, faster
Great,
too.
fine and dandy. Still, is that enough for me to want to get an Amazon smartphone? No, right? Strategically speaking, how do I see Amazon taking this, right? How do I see Amazon convincing users to actually buy this phone? What I see happening is Amazon selling the phone at a heavily discounted price,
Yep.
therefore taking either selling it at break even or slightly below cost of production. Um, hoping and trying to target customers to get them like interested and buying the phone, and then making that money that they discounted back their advertising revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if Amazon can manage to get their smartphones like in the hands of customers directly, right? Number one, that's an additional data source for them, right? Because now they have direct access to customers, let's say
Yeah.
smartphone usage behavior, right? Like let's say customers browse on your phone, you have some information about like let's say what they're interested in, right? When they're browsing, deeper integrations with Alexa, blah blah, will give you more insight into like obviously this kind of things, right? So theoretically data will be able to be connected more streamlined, and they can get even more insights about how you or what you want and your likes and dislikes. And then after, they can sell better advertisements to you and make greater advertising revenue from their partners. So therefore theoretically offsetting the price of this discounted phone.
Yeah.
Again, that's the way I see this going. If I were trying to like market this, or if I was planning a business strategy for this phone, that's
Yeah.
how I'll take it.
Oh,
Um,
I
I do
get
not
what
see
you.
them. I do not see them targeting the top of the line smartphones in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them going after the Samsung Galaxy S25. I do not see them going after the iPhone 17. I feel like that would be a bad decision to make, because yeah, when I think of premium smartphones, or I do not think Amazon. Sorry, well, yeah, that's my idea. Yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree with all that you said. That there has to be like a very low cost to it, but at the end, it seems like Amazon will be the one benefiting more, because like the instance you just painted now, talking about tailoring my adverts better for me. I don't think I want that, because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
seeing enough ads as it is. Buying a phone just so I can see specific ads, that would be like my 13th reason. I'm going to like
No,
actually lose my mind.
it's definitely not so. From your point of view, it's not like they are proposing that as a value add for you.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
guess
like
that's what I'm saying.
are they
Yeah.
getting out of it, right?
Maybe
Like
I get some more value, not
yeah,
me,
yeah,
literally. So if
yeah.
that's going to be, that's a reason for me not to get the phone.
But then you're getting it at a cheaper
Yeah.
price.
No, the moment I see it, like, oh no, okay, you're going to show me more. I'm not doing that unless maybe they are giving out the phone for free. Like, oh, once you buy or you're on like an Amazon Prime
Yeah,
subscription, you automatically get a free phone.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. But that just has to be like a stronger reason. I
Yeah,
don't know what they're.
off
Mm.
tangents. Speaking of Prime, I am this close to canceling my Prime Video subscription, because the ads on that site are just insane. They should it should be illegal to render that many ads
Yeah.
while watching a movie on Prime Video. The other day I was watching a 40 minute video on there, and I literally got an advertisement like every 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes,
What?
and it was ridiculous. Just as I'm sitting down to watch, like let's say I start watching, before I know it, an advertisement comes.
And you
Like
can't
I
skip
go, I
it.
I say, okay, fine, I can't skip this. I'm going to take a toilet break. I go take the toilet break. I
You
come
come
back.
back,
Just as
you
I
see
return,
another
I
ad.
see another advertisement. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on here? Right? It's insane. So yeah, I am sick and tired of the ads. So I am all for what you said, Tammy. In my
Yeah.
opinion, if they go that route, I am definitely not getting
No,
an
no,
Amazon phone.
I'm upping off. I'm actually upping off. I mean, to be fair, I did cancel my Amazon Prime subscription at some point last year because I felt like I wasn't getting enough value for it because I
Yeah.
was majorly like watching stuff on Netflix anyway.
Mm.
And the only reason why I had to like resubscribe was because of the next day deliveries, which
Mm.
is just one of the
Yeah.
main benefits that I'm getting out of it. If I'm
Mm.
already paying for Amazon Prime, I don't see a reason why I should be seeing ads
Yeah.
anymore. And even if it's like ads, you need to be very strategic about it. It's like show the ads at the start of the
Mm.
movie. That's enough.
Mm.
You
Mm.
don't need to show the ad
Yeah.
like every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes. It's so jarring, it's so rude. And on
Mm.
top of that, there are some movies that still require you to like rent them or
Yeah.
like pay money before you can watch it. So what
Mm.
exactly are we getting out of Amazon Prime? That's what
Yeah.
like I need to understand because it's not like beneficial and there's no way for you to like upgrade your plan or anything because once you pay for Prime, that's just it. You
Mm.
can't be like, oh, you know what? I want to opt out of seeing ads. You have to see the ads. I mean, YouTube still gives you the allowance, which is quite interesting in comparison because YouTube is like the companies advertising on YouTube are paying YouTube money to advertise on YouTube. Then YouTube wants you to pay them to stop seeing the ads that they are being paid to show you. But Prime is like you're paying, but we're still going to show you the ads.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
think
that's
I
just rude.
yeah, I completely agree with you. I think if you really want to remove the ads, Amazon introduced something like an add-on. I think they call it Prime Video Ultra or something like that, that you can pay extra for per month and then
Oh
they'll take
no
out the
way.
ads. But
Nope.
there is no way I am paying extra when
I'm
I'm
paying
already
extra to
paying
stop
for
seeing
my
ads.
Prime. Like, I mean, come on. When do we get to this point? Like, damn it. If we go down this rabbit hole, I can keep ranting and ranting and ranting. There are
Yeah.
so many products that follow this exact same pattern. They start
Hmm.
out great and they end up being so bad. YouTube as well. Every few minutes they show ads is heavy. Like it's well, let's continue to our next topic.
I mean, I've told you what my ideal
Yeah.
streaming experience would be like, which is a combination of everything. I know you're about to say like that's what cable is, but I don't agree because I mean, yeah, I don't want to like watch cable on a normal device. If I'm streaming online, what my idea of a perfect streaming experience would be is paying a flat fee every month and having
Mm.
access to like all this platform. It does my head
Mm.
in the fact that you pay for Prime, you pay for Netflix, you pay for Disney Plus, you
Mm.
pay for Apple, you pay for
Yeah.
Hulu, you pay
Yeah.
for HBO. And I know some people watching this might be like, you don't have to watch everything. I know I don't want to watch like I don't have to watch everything, but every once in a while, if I just need to like quickly go into Hulu and watch something that is trending or is interesting and keep it
Mm.
moving. I don't want to subscribe for like a whole month just to watch a single
Yeah.
movie. So yeah, my ideal streaming experience would be paying a flat fee and being able to like access the select streaming services that I
Mm.
actually want
Mm.
and not seeing any ads. That's just it. Like no matter the amounts you want to make it, even if it's like £15, whatever per month, I pay that and I know that oh, if I want to watch Hulu and Netflix this month, I can just like select those two as the options that I want. And in the case where I'm not interested in watching the rest, I don't have to like tune into them and get charged on a monthly basis. That's just what my ideal streaming experience would look like.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Moving on to an update regarding news that we've previously reported. In our
Yeah.
last episode, we spoke about the Defense Department in the United States going head to head with the artificial intelligence company, specifically OpenAI and Anthropic. And as of this point in time, OpenAI has literally swallowed the hook, the sinker, the line, and everything with a deal which has AWS like targeted into it. So I find this like quite interesting the way the whole role as been, especially with OpenAI and the Department of Defense, because right now it's just like they've literally signed a contract that allows the Pentagon to use their classified network. In our last episode, Yano and I expressed like our concern about this, and it's literally just as we called it.
Yeah.
Because OpenAI is like, oh yeah, we are going to get the Pentagon to make some changes to their contracts, and nah. We knew it wasn't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work because right now it's just like, yeah, they can use the tech for mass surveillance or to like power fully autonomous weapons, which Anthropic was fighting against. But right now, OpenAI is still saying like, oh yes, while the Pentagon might use some of their models, which will be available through AWS, they are still going to regain control over which model is going to be made available. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not buying it. I am actually not buying that. I don't think it's what they're saying it is. There's still going to be that freedom for the Defense Department to do whatever they want with the OpenAI models.
Yeah. I mean, you've said it all right. I'd say the more interesting developments out of this whole deal, the Anthropic OpenAI now making a deal saga, is not that OpenAI has made a deal with the Department of Defense. It is that Anthropic is now suing the Department of Defense, which is
you call that as well.
Right? And yeah, I want to see how this plays out, right?
It's not going to end well because we already know that they said they were going to put Anthropic into the whole supply chain risk thing, which means that it's going to be very hard for them to like do business with some other companies within the US and outside. I am scared on Anthropic's behalf just because of that one single thing.
Yeah. I mean, right now this could potentially be an existential threat for Anthropic, right? Being blacklisted. And so it makes perfect sense for them to fight this tooth and nail to get this overturned. And I am pretty sure that this would be a long running legal battle. And we will keep everyone up to date as this progresses, basically. But hopefully we end up having like a good, reasonable outcome to this whole saga. I like happy endings.
Same, I do too, literally. But sometimes you just might not be able to like get it, especially when it's involving the powers that may be. Speaking about regulations, our popular company owned by none other than Mark Zuckerberg himself is under flames as usual, and this time it's regarding, coincidentally, one of Yanu's favorite devices, the Ray-Ban glasses.
Meta being Meta, right? Sadly, it came out recently that apparently some Meta contractors for Meta have been able to access videos and media that people who use their Ray-Ban Meta glasses have recorded, and obviously this is a massive privacy violation. And it seems regulators are not going to stay lying down about this. And I believe the regulator in the UK specifically has already sent out an inquiry, and some other regulators are preparing to like question Meta about this. And also, just from a consumer perspective, it's a bad look.
It's terrible.
Right? Like, you record videos with your own. Number one, you pay money for your glasses. You're not getting the glasses for free. You're buying your glasses, right? But then you buy your glasses, and then you believe that the media that you are recording, taking with your glasses, mind you, right? A lot of time, people capture memories, very intimate memories. Could be memories with their partner. Could be, for example, very emotionally significant memories with their family. For example, you go on a family trip, right? Like, your glasses are literally on your face. They record, like, you could record like from your exact point of view. So the fact that Meta has been accessing some of these clips to, e.g., reportedly train AI models or help
Yeah.
with AI labeling and blah blah blah. It's just terrible as far as I'm concerned. But what do you think about this, Tammy?
Yeah, I think it's like obscene. What is scary and annoying about it is, like you said, you pay money for this device. It's not like you're getting it for free. And at the point where you buy the device, they tell you that it's within the terms and condition in a way, like when you sign up to like use the AI smart glasses, yeah, you have to like help with improving it, and they might like review some of the content, some of the images and things like they're capturing from your glasses with your consent. But where the problem comes into play is like some of the contractors that are reviewing this content, like they've said it because it's been reviewed by like a Kenya based contractor, and some of the contractors that are sort of like being interviewed and questioned about this thing, they said like even when you are not actively recording, because if you're actively recording it's a different scenario, and there might be cases where you think your glasses is like inactive, but it's still picking up images that could be filtered into the review system. That is where I think it makes no sense, because at that point you're not even using it. So why exactly are they like still getting images and media to like train? And Meta comes, they say like, oh yeah, you know what, sometimes we filter out the images or like the faces of people in there, but these contractors have literally come out to say it's not true for all scenarios, that are cases where the filtering system fails and it's not blurring out the faces of people. So yeah, what exactly are they doing with this data? Why are they capturing it? Where are they storing it? Do users have a right to like write and be like, oh, you know what, I don't want you to like have access to these things? Or you don't even know when they're capturing it or what exactly they're capturing. That is what I have a problem with. I don't think Meta has the right to have like ownership of that. It just feels very invasive. That is what my issue is. Users should be able to like consent at any point in time to have their images and intimate like media, like you said, trained or not trained. I don't even see why they're training it. I mean, yes, they want their product to like get better, but in this case, it's not just like automatic. It's been manually reviewed in some instances by people. That's just, it's invasive. Like it's really invasive. That's the
Yeah,
best way that I can
extremely
describe it.
invasive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said,
It,
it's obscene, and
it
that you
is.
summed
It
it up really
is.
well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, would Mark Zuckerberg want people to be able to like take a look at what he's doing in the privacy of his own house? If he says yes, then no problem. We might as well just all start sharing our private lifestyle with contractors elsewhere in countries that we don't know. But that's just like a limit that needs to be, it's a line that needs to be drawn. I don't think it's sustainable over time, and it still ties into what we've spoken about several times about the use of AI. Where do we really draw the line? If it's like with the Amazon Ring, now the Meta Ray-Ban is having like an issue. We have our devices listening to us just to show us ads that are relevant to us. It's just like too much. Like there's literally no privacy
Yeah.
anymore. And I don't know. At this point, I don't feel greatly about getting the Ray-Ban at all. I mean, I was considering it at some point, but I don't see the point. It's not great. Like it's
Completely
terrible.
understandable. Damn it, completely understandable. And it's around when it comes to Meta right now, there's typically a negative news circling around in the media
Yeah,
about them, right? Besides this Meta rebate issue that we've just talked about, there are rumors that Meta is planning a 20% layoff, and that might be happening soon. And I'm just like, layoffs again? I mean, come on, what's
oh
going on
my.
here, right? When will we leave these layoffs behind, right? But yeah, terrible news all around, surrounding like all these developments, right? It's
Yeah.
definitely not great that Meta is checking videos, media that people record, reviewing them. It's not a good look, and hopefully regulators hold them to account.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
think they really need to. And in the previous weeks, Meta did say they were shutting down their Metaverse Horizon studio
Yeah.
project. Then they come back to say they're not shutting it down. That is something that I found quite amusing as well, because it's like, can you make up your mind? What exactly are you doing? Because from general information in 2020, 2021, all the way to 2022, they've spent at least $20 billion like training the metaverse to create the virtual
Damn,
reality world.
they spent over $70 billion on the
Okay,
metaverse so far.
no, it's even way more than that.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, the last numbers I checked. But yeah, they spent like all the amounts, billions of dollars training and trying to like build us the metaverse into like a virtual reality world, which obviously the company was like super excited about. But at this point now, where they're announcing that they're shutting down the metaverse, which ties into what Ianu was saying about the layoffs, it feels like they don't need some of these divisions within their company anymore. But it's just like quite interesting because they were super excited about it, or they were selling it in a way that it felt like it was the next big thing. And now that that change is being made, it just feels like actual people that have been employed in the capacity to work in those teams are being like discarded, just because the company is changing its dynamic. So yeah, Meta has been up to very interesting things in recent times. Not really happy about a whole lot of them. Just really hoping that they're able to like play it out safe in a way that the users are not being affected, and the employees that are working within the teams that are possibly going to be impacted by the upcoming layoffs are also shielded. That's something that I personally would say I'm quite keen and like concerned about.
Yeah. All right.
Talking about AI training as well, DoorDash is introducing a new task section within their app, literally like a task app, which they use, or they are saying they're going to use to like pick couriers to submit videos to train AI. This I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? The way DoorDash pretty much describes this, because they announced this in the previous week, that they're going to have a new app that is called Task, and it's pretty much going to be like a standalone app. And what it's going to do is like pay delivery couriers. You sort of complete certain assignments, and the submission for this assignments they use it to train AI and robotic systems. First question I have is, what is DoorDash doing with AI training? Like, how is this your concern? How did you get here? And some of these tasks are so varied. It is quite amusing because they could pay you to like do everyday tasks, like, oh, you're shooting a video from, say, a 360 view of you washing plates, or they could just ask you to record a video of you speaking another language. And I'm just like, what is going on? I mean, they say it's supposed to like help AI system understand how people do like the physical bits of everyday work, but I don't know. It just feels like it's completely different from what the actual core product proposition is. Because I mean, DoorDash is primarily known for food delivery and like groceries and all of that, but training AI, yeah, no, what do you think?
I mean, if I were sitting down with the DoorDash CEO and he told me about this task app, I'll be like, okay, boss, that's all fine and dandy, but I just want my deliveries faster. When can I get my food? Like literally. I feel okay, fine, right? Tasks, okay. How are you improving DoorDash as a product? That's
Yep,
basically
yep.
it, right? I'm like, yeah, that's I really don't have any strong opinions on this, right? Curious whether you have any, Dami.
Yeah, I think maybe for the dot dashers it could be a good thing. That one, because I'm trying to like see the positive parts that could come out of having this done. And I think like generally the positive bits could be the DoorDashers having extra source of income from carrying out like these activities, that could be a good thing. Because aside from that, I really don't know. I honestly do not know the way it could play out. That's just the way I say it, because they say like, yeah, the pay is shown up front, and then what you get paid for is dependent on what the complexity is. In that case, yeah, happy for the DoorDasher because they make like additional income in that case. Otherwise, I really don't see the way it ties into the DoorDash product proposition.
Yeah, I can see how such data can be useful in training robots or AI systems that will be used by robotic systems. But then again, that's not really under the scope of DoorDash. So, what exactly is the end goal is what
Yeah,
I'm questioning, right? Are they going to sell this data to other companies like Boston Dynamics, um, who could potentially use the data? Are they going to sell the data to maybe is it advanced machine intelligence? I believe Meta's former chief AI scientist Jan LeCun created started a business recently called
yeah,
AMI, Advanced Machine Intelligence, basically. And basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to create world models that are basically super intelligent AI models that can actually understand the way the real world
the real
works.
world
Very,
works.
very different from LLMs, right? So I would see companies like that finding this data useful. I don't see DoorDash finding the data useful in any way, right?
Yeah.
Are they trying to pivot into that domain? Maybe, but let's see how that plays out.
This episode, as part of Podcasthon 2026, a global podcast movement, which actually highlights the work of charities around the world, we would like to raise awareness about the Internet Society charity. Part of what we spoke about on today's episode has to do with how data information of users globally is being managed, from Meta assessing users' data with Ray-Ban all the way to how ChatGPT is allowing users to Shazam sound in real time. But the internet is super transformative. However, not everyone currently benefits from using the internet equally. About 22.2 billion people still lack connectivity, which is quite concerning because, I mean, I use the internet every day, but it's such a privilege that some people don't have access to. And due to this, it feels like our online safety is threatened by the inability to trust that our personal information is in our control. So the Internet Society provides technical and policy experts as well as infrastructures, funds, and skills that helps them to create an internet that is accessible, reliable, and safe. So Iyanu, what are some of their strategy for making this happen?
So as part of their 2030 strategy, they are focusing on two key areas. Number one, lack of trust in the internet. They're focusing on this because everyone deserves an internet experience that is safe, secure, and protects them online. And number two, global inequality, because people everywhere need to have access to affordable, reliable, and resilient internet.
And you can be part of the work that they're currently doing pretty much by heading onto their website. You can find out more of what they are doing, donate if you want to. This charity is really there to us because, I mean, we really do care about making the internet safe and ensuring that everyone is able to like access the internet equally. So head on to www.internetsociety.org/get-involved/ to learn more about the work that the Internet Society charity is doing. Thank you.
All right, awesome. And so with that, we've reached the end of today's episode. As always, thanks everyone for listening. You can follow us on all social media platforms at TechTacto Pod.
Yep.
And if you want to say hi, once again, you can say hi by sending us a mail at hello@techtacto.live. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys again next time.
Bye.
Bye.